Getting all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the What a Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the St. Louis Blues Relocation franchise here on Madden 25. We are coming off of a very disappointing postseason run. I can't even call it a postseason run because we lost our first game. We were the #1 overall seed in the AFC, 14 wins. We didn't have to play the wild card. We go to the divisional round, and what happens? We lose. It was frustrating. It shouldn't have happened, but it did. And so this year would be considered a failure because we were really trying to make something happen before we lose a lot of our original pieces. CeeDee Lamb is going to be gone. We're going to be losing many more players. We can only franchise tag one guy, and I think that's going to be Isaiah Pacheco. It's going to be a brutal offseason, but it's something we have to live through to get back into the positive in terms of cap space. So if you're ready for the ride in this offseason, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's go see what the damage ends up being. So here is the results of the playoffs. We eventually lose to the 6-seeded Jets, just embarrassing, only putting up 7 points, coming off of a 14-win season. Just absolutely embarrassing. Nothing else to say about it. The Colts go on a dominant win streak, and they take the championship as well. So the Indianapolis Colts are your Super Bowl champions for year number 2, and we are ready for the offseason. As you can see, there is a negative $82 million in our cap, so we don't have any money. And here is the most devastating part of every offseason. It is the negotiations. CeeDee Lamb, we franchise tagged you last year. I can't franchise tag you this year because we need to franchise tag Isaiah Pacheco. Jalen Ramsey, I would love to bring you back, but you're going to be gone. Will Anderson Jr., we can accept the option on, so he's going to be back again. Kyle Pitts is gone. We haven't even really used him that much. Christian Gonzalez is back on an accept the option. Paris Johnson Jr. is back with the option. Christian Watson's gone. Anton Harrison comes back on an option. Quentin Johnston comes back with the option. Reed Blankenship, who we just got up to star development, he is gone now. Tyree Wilson gets an option, so he gets to accept, or we will accept him, and then Garrett Bradbury. So we're going to be losing a lot of depth and a lot of starters and just a lot of everything. We will withdraw on Isaiah Pacheco so that when we back out and back in, we can now offer him the franchise tag. And it's a tough thing. It's a tough thing. 1 year, 12.6, that's not really that bad at all. But there it is. The franchise tag has been placed on Isaiah Pacheco, so he will stay offensive captain. But we are going to have to find a new captain to replace CeeDee Lamb. And I think it's probably going to be Trevor Lawrence. But in CeeDee's 2 seasons here in St. Louis, he had 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns in year number 1 and 1,100 yards and 12 touchdowns in year number 2. So, I mean, he had fantastic seasons with us. I would love to keep him around, but we don't have the money to do so. So we'll say goodbye to all those very talented players, and we will move into the offseason. This is probably going to be pretty brief video because we don't really have anything to do. We have negative $93 million. The only thing we can do is reset the lineup and make Trevor Lawrence officially our captain. So we reset the lineup here, generate the best one. Grant will now start at center because Bradbury's gone. We are looking good there. Laporta at tight end. We need to get another tight end in the draft or something. And then we will officially bestow the captaincy onto Trevor Lawrence. I think he's deserved it. So he had a really good year last year. So he is now the 3rd captain on the offense, along with Amon-Ra St. Brown and Isaiah Pacheco. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. We've got 3 good receivers in Brian Thomas Jr., LaMichael Dotson, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. We've also got Quentin Johnston. We've got this dude down here. We've got a couple of guys. Offensive line looks pretty good. How's the defense look? Okay, so we're back to Malik Hooker at the safety spot. We've got still good defensive linebackers. The defensive line's good for right now. The cornerback room took a little bit of a hit with Jalen Ramsey leaving, but luckily last year as well, Denzel Ward went up from superstar to X Factor, so that helps. We've also got Gonzalez. We've got 2 youngsters in McKinstry and Cooper DeJean, so we're looking good there. The defense didn't take as much of a... we didn't take as much of a hit overall as you might think. We're still looking pretty good. Maybe I should put some new abilities on Isaiah Pacheco. I don't really want to give him max security. We should probably give him Wrecking Ball, right? Because he the way that he runs. Jukebox, he can have... what's this one? Steamroller. I've never seen this ability before. Ball carriers with this ability retain more of their forward momentum during... Oh, that's cool. I want to give him that. I've never seen that ability before. That must be a new one. And then should we just go fully into this, like, the trucking type of running back and just give him, like, Bulldozer or Tank? I think probably not Tank because he's not going to get hit stick that much. Probably give him Bulldozer. Let's just go right into him being a powerhouse running back. We'll do that. And then do we need to change the abilities on Trevor Lawrence? Maybe. I'll check to see what they are. So he's got Bazooka. That's fine. Gunslinger, Quick Draw, Lofting Deadeye, Inside Deadeye, Bulldozer. Definitely doesn't need Bulldozer, that's for sure. He's not going to be running over anybody. So he's not fully there yet to get the super good abilities, but he can get Protected, which is a good one. He should probably keep Inside Deadeye. Probably not Lofting Deadeye, though. He might need Fearless or Pocket Deadeye. Probably Fearless. Let's give him Fearless. All right, those will be his superstar abilities as well, and then I'll just check Amon-Ra just to be safe. Just to see what he's rocking with. So he's got Double Me, which is perfect. Oh, he doesn't even have... Okay, so he needs 2 ability slots. He's got Short Out Elite. I'd probably rather give him... I don't even know. Maybe Route Technician? Acrobat for sure. Bruiser doesn't need that. Route Apprentice. I don't think he needs Route Apprentice. What's Backyard Wide Receiver? Oh, they're just 4 additional hot routes. Okay. He definitely needs Deep Out Elite. And maybe we should give him Short Out Elite as well. Or maybe Mid. No, let's give him Mid. And then Deep In. We'll switch that to Deep In. I throw more to the inside than I do the outside, I think. So we'll give him... actually, no. I think I throw more outside on the deep passes. So we'll give him Deep Out Elite. Where's the Deep Out Elite at? Where is Deep Out Elite? There it is. We'll give him Deep Out Elite and then Mid In Elite. I definitely throw more inside on the medium routes, so we'll do that. And that'll be Amon-Ra's abilities. Okay. So now we get to go to free agency with this very, very different looking team. We can't sign anybody in free agency, but we can see where our guys go. So CeeDee Lamb and Jalen Ramsey are the top 2 guys in free agency. They both got 5 offers. Zach Martin, Brock Purdy makes it to free agency. Then you got Kyle Pitts. Okay, so we'll see where these guys end up signing. CeeDee Lamb signs with the Philadelphia Eagles. Why would you go to the Eagles? Oh, my God. Jalen Ramsey also signs with the Eagles, only on a 1-year deal. But still, Zach Martin hasn't chose a team yet. Brock Purdy is now in Pittsburgh. Charvarius Ward is with the Washington Commanders. Kyle Pitts signs with the Green Bay Packers. So Jordan Love's got a weapon now. Kendall Fuller with the Panthers. Adafio with the Broncos. Grady Jarrett Bears. Mike Evans is here. Zach Martin still hasn't signed. Evan Ingram chooses the Chargers. That's crazy that he signed with the freaking Eagles. They both did. Zach Martin's signed with the Patriots. That's cool. That's crazy. So they have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and CeeDee Lamb now? Are you serious? What does this Eagles team look like? Oh my God. They've got Jalen Hurts. They've got Saquon Barkley. They've got, oh my God. They've got CeeDee Lamb, A.J. Brown, and Devontae Smith all on the same team. You've got to be joking. Why, CD? Why? Oh my God. And then obviously they got Dallas Goedert. They've got a great offensive line, except for center. Oh, maybe they don't. They only have a good left side of the offense. Their right side of the offensive line, and their center is horrible. Their defensive line is good with Jalen Carter, but it's kind of weak. Keegan Dudley, I remember scouting him. Bryce Huff. Okay, so their defense isn't as great as it once was. It seems like in the past couple of years they've lost some things. They've got Quinton Mitchell and Jalen Ramsey. That's a nice 1-2 punch right there. So their defense isn't as elite as it used to be, but their offense is freaking phenomenal now. My God. That is a scary offense. You've got 3 number 1 wide receivers. You've got a number 1 running back. You've got a obviously number 1 quarterback, and you've got a great tight end. That is a what? I can't even speak. I'm so flustered. That is a freaking amazing offense for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm just glad that the only way we would ever play them is in the Super Bowl. Obviously, unless we play them in the regular season for a single game, but you know what I mean. We don't have to play them every year, is what I'm saying. Because I'm terrified of the Philadelphia Eagles now. I can't believe that CD and Jalen would both choose to sign there. How do they have the money? They're paying Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. How do they have all this money to pay CD Lamb as well? I don't understand it. It's absolute insanity that they were able to do that. But hopefully next year we can have some funds. Because I hate to see these guys leave. We've got some private workouts. I don't even know what our draft pick is. There's a top 5 corner. There's also a top 5 wide receiver. I hate that because I want them both. Who do we even go after? Do we even scout a guy like this? Elite Tommy Porter's got elite speed. Are you serious right now? Are you actually serious? Why would it take me to this screen? I can't even... How do I do my private workouts? I can't even pick from this screen. Oh, I guess I do it from... Oh, I'd select it like that. Oh, why'd they change it like that? That's weird. I guess we'll just do Tommy Porter. We'll also do maybe another corner. Or do I have corners my national? I don't remember. No, I don't. So we'll probably have to do some corners as well. And we need to get a tight end, so I need to remember that. Who looks pretty good? Akeem Ayers could be good. We'll scout Akeem Ayers. He's a little bit down the board. He could be solid. He's a round 1 and 2 guy. And then we'll go to tight end because we do need to get one to back up Laporta. So we got a couple guys with air awareness. There's nobody that's amazing. What about physicals? So we have the potential of this guy having elite speed. So I guess we just scout him and see what happens. Adrian Meeks. Why not? Those will be our 3 guys. Am I done? This is so much weirder. Adrian, no, it didn't count. Oh, because I went into one guy? Why'd they change it to this? This is so much more difficult, I think. It was easier to do it the other way. So we have Porter, select. If I do that, does it get rid of my guys? Oh, now I have 3 out of 3 players. It says I have 3 out of 3 players chosen. Okay. It's so much more difficult to do it this way, but Akeem Ayers, Adrian Meeks, and Tommy Porter are all 3 of the guys that I wanted. So we will scout those guys a little bit further. I need to take a look at our draft picks because I have no idea what we even have. All right. NFL roster. What do we have at draft picks? We have pick number 28, and then we don't pick again till the 4th round. Oh. I forgot about that. Okay. So that makes it a little bit trickier to do what I want to do. Luckily, we already have fully upgraded our trading tree, so we don't have to worry about that. We can now move on to the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator stuff. Get our cornerbacks upgraded a bunch. Get our linebackers upgraded. All players. Oh, I can't buy that one. That's stupid. All right, we can move on with those points and get our defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator upgraded. Miss Juice is looking pretty good, though. She's looking pretty good. All right, so do I even try to trade up? I mean, I could. What's the mock draft say? So mock draft number 5 has Osgood going number 1 overall. But Garrison Watkins is going number 2. Number 2 is a little bit easier to get than number 1. I mean, he looks fantastic. He looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, Zach Osgood looks amazing as well. He's 6'5". He's probably a freak. He's probably a legit freak. But there's a little bit, and Tommy Porter's also a top 5 pick as well. This is not the draft to have a first and a fourth. I think it's a little bit more achievable to get the number 2 overall pick and take the corner than it is to take the first overall pick and get the wide receiver, even though we have a pretty good position in both. We're pretty deep at both positions, but I think it is smarter to get the corner. The corner just looks like an absolute animal. So we'll try to trade up. We'll do our normal trading up. I will skip to when we have it done. And then we will draft ourselves a top 5 player in this draft. Maybe I draft Tommy Porter. I'm probably not going to, but maybe I would. I don't know. I'll see you guys when I have the number 2 pick. Okay, so as you can see, I've gotten up to the number 3 pick in the NFL draft, but when I go to do the 3 for 2, it is saying that they don't want to just do it straight up, which is understandable. They want to take a generational corner, and I don't really have the assets. To get up to the number 3 pick, I had to trade 3 7th-round picks. I had 2 7th-round picks this year. I traded one of them. Then I traded my next year 7 and my year after 7. So we have no more 7s for the next couple of years, but that doesn't really matter. So that was how I was able to get up to number 3, but I don't think I want to give up the rest of my assets just to get to number 2. I know that there is a generational type of corner in this class. Now we sit right here at number 3. I could just stay at 3 and take Tommy Porter. He looks really good. He could be better, but he looks really, really good. He looks worse than these 2 guys, but these 2 guys are phenomenal. I guess we'll just see how the board plays out. Maybe the Commanders or the Broncos don't take one of those guys and they fall to us. I guess that's possible. I highly doubt it, but we will see what happens. Here goes the NFL draft. I'm not going to skip, or I'm not going to give away all of my assets just to get to number 2 to take a corner that we don't necessarily need. If we had one good corner on the roster, then I would absolutely do it, but we have a really good amount of corners, so I'm okay with it. First pick in the draft is the Washington Commanders, and they do stick with Osgood, the wide receiver. Understandable, he's a monster. He looks really, really good. So he goes number 1 overall. The corner does go number 2, so the board stays exactly the same. Watkins goes number 2, and now we are up. We could trade down and get some extra assets. I guess that's possible. Is there anything worth trading down for? I'd have to get a first-round pick this year, obviously. But with the 3rd pick being not so valuable, I don't really see a trade here. No, there's not. I mean, there's some offers that are okay. Like getting 3 first-round picks from the Colts. They just won the Super Bowl. The trade offers are okay, but I think drafting somebody is probably the best option, especially when we need to take when we have the opportunity to take a top 5 player in the class, like Tommy Porter, who could eventually fill one of the holes that we could have in the future with a guy leaving because we can't bring him back with a contract. So Tommy Porter, I think, is our pick at 3. We take a top 5 player in the class, and I'm hoping he actually is top 5. He actually is. He is ranked number 5. He shows good speed for a linebacker. He's competent speed rusher, and he's an average recognition skills. He's got normal dev. 86 speed, 90 excel. I mean, that's a really good linebacker, speed-wise. Oh, it's not the end of the world having normal dev because he could get it very easily with a good season, go up even to superstar. But just starting out at normal dev doesn't look good. Okay, well now we don't pick again until the 4th round of the NFL draft. So we've got a long way to wait, and we need to come away with a tight end here. I think that's the only chance that we have of getting a good tight end. Or I guess we could go for like a wide receiver that's pretty tall. But we need to get a tight end here. And there's only one guy that is around 3 to 4. Is there anybody else that's fast? I think Tyson Campbell is our only option here. He's 6'5". He's got great speed. I'm going to take him. He's not going to be that good, but he is something. He's at least another body so that we have an actual player that can play tight end instead of DeJuan Jones. So that is something. And now I think we just take offensive linemen if they're available. Maybe they're not going to be. They're probably not going to be. Yeah, there's no offensive lineman left. I might just let the CPU handle these last 2 picks that we have because there is nobody left. All these guys are booty cheek buns. Donovan Davis, he's a round 3 to 4 guy. He is garbage. Yeah, I'm just going to let the CPU take these guys because they might find somebody that I don't see. So we will end the draft. Kind of a bummer draft, but kind of just a bummer offseason. We let go of a lot of talented players. We didn't win a playoff game this year. I mean, just kind of a bummer season in general and just a bummer year. So we end up getting Tommy Porter, who's a 76 overall. Campbell's a 64. They drafted a left end who's a 63, Paul McKinney, and then a guard who's a 66. We just didn't really have a lot of draft picks. There's not really much else to say about it. Best player in the class was Garrison Watkins. That's who we were trying to get. He's an 81. Osgood's a 79. Sharp, yeah, little bit annoying. And we technically got the top 5 player in the class at rank number 5, but he's tied with so many other people for 76 overall, so he's not really the 5th best player in the class. He's just ranked there because everybody else that he was tied with is also 76. Kind of just a weird offseason and a weird real end of the season with the postseason as well. But we move on. We've still got a good offense. I mean, we got one of the best wide receivers in the league. We got one of the best up-and-coming wide receivers in the league. We got a great quarterback, a great running back, a great tight end, a good enough offensive line. The defense is pretty solid as well. Malik Hooker was the original starter anyway, so we've got a great spot there. Porter will fall down here. He'll be around. Don't forget him. He'll be around. Maybe even we kick him down to the defensive line at some point. Who knows? But the team is still very well put together. It's just a matter of what type of money we're going to have in the future. That's going to do it for the video, though. I know it wasn't very, very eventful. It wasn't... there wasn't any splashes. No crazy things happened except for the loss of some of our talented players. I guess the crazy thing that happened was CeeDee Lamb signed with the Eagles and allowing them to have 3 number 1 wide receivers on their roster, which is just crazy. So... I guess we will see if we play the Eagles next year. We'll definitely have to jump into that game, but that's going to do it for this offseason. Hopefully Season 3 goes about as well as the regular season did in Season 2, but hopefully the Season 3 postseason goes better. But that's a long way away. We'll see what happens. If you enjoyed the video, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the G-Scope. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.